Hello friends, my name is Bhavesh Sir and I am going to teach you Java methods. So first of all, the question arises in our mind is what is Java method? Java method is nothing but a function of a C and C++ language. Java method is a collection of statements. Means in a C and C++, we make function, we put some statements inside the function. In similar way, we can put some statements inside Java method. So we can say Java method is a collection of statements or a group of statements that perform particular operation. In short, Java method is block of instruction. Means we are giving instruction to a compiler or a computer that what Java method will do. Java method can return result of an operation that is performed by it, and the return result will be given to some variable, some data member or system. Here we are going to understand the syntax of Java method. So here is the syntax. First word is modifier. Then second word is return value type. Third one is method name, and next things are parameters. And inside the block of method, we are putting instructions, which is called method body. Here I have taken one example also to understand this syntax more better. For modifier word, I have used public word as a modifier. Then for the return value type, I have used void. Then the method name, I have given the method name display message. For the parameters, I have not put any parameters here. Then inside the block of a method, I am giving one instruction to the system to print one message, welcome to Java class. For that, I have used the inbuilt function system.out.println. So here you can understand that how the syntax of a Java method can be used to write down different methods in a Java. Now we are understanding each word of a syntax. First of all, the word is modifier. So what is modifier? Modifier is an optional word. So modifier tells compiler that how to call a method. Then the second thing is return value type. A method may return value or sometimes not. Whenever method do not return any value, we have to use keyword void. The return value type is the data type of the value the method returns. The next thing is method name. So we are providing actual name of a method. It's called a method name. The next thing is parameters. Parameters is like a placeholder. When method is invoked, you can pass values to the parameter. The values is referred to the actual parameter or argument. The next thing is method body. Method body contains collection of statements. Again we are checking the back slide. First of all is the word public. Public word is a modifier. We can put here public, private or protected. The next thing is void. Void is a return type. Return value type means in which data type we are returning a value. Public, private and protected modifier words will explain the system that how we are calling a method named display message. And inside a body. This is the body of a method. Inside the body, we have put one instruction to display a message, welcome to Java class. Now we are using one more example on Java method, and the name of method is max method. So in this method, we are going to check two numbers, number 1 and number 2, and we are going to check which one is bigger. First of all, we are using modifier word public, means we are telling the system that this method named max, we can call it outside a class using public modifier. The next thing is static, means the name max named method is one and only one method of a class. The next thing is return type. We have used here integer. So whatever the result between these two numbers, means whichever is the bigger one, will be written as the integer. So we have written down the public, static, integer, max, and after that we have put parameters number 1 and number 2, and inside the body of a method we are checking these two numbers. If number 1 is greater than number 2, then we are returning number 1, and else we are returning number 2. So with the max method, we can check two numbers, and from these two numbers, which one is greater. So this is the simple example of Java method, and name is max. Now how we can call a method in a Java. So I have given here two types of method calling. First way is if method is not inside a class. When a method is not inside a class, we can call it directly. For example, I have taken here a variable named large, and it has a data type integer. Next, we are assigning value. For that, we are using method max. And inside max method, we are passing arguments 30 and 40. So 30 and 40 will be assigned to number 1 and number 2 parameter. 30 will be assigned to number 1 and 40 will be assigned to parameter number 2. After that, the value of number 1 will come here, value of number 2 will come here, and both of them will be checked. Computer will check which number is bigger. If number 1 is bigger, then number 1 30 will be written, but here 40 is bigger. So computer will go inside else and will return number 2. So the 40 will be written. So in this example, we are calling method named max directly without any class name or without any object name, because method is not inside a class. The next scenario is when method is inside a class. So here I have taken one variable named large, its data type is integer, and I am using a max method from a class named calc. I have written down here calc.max, and I have passed arguments 30 and 40. Why I have used here the word calc? Because the method named max is inside a class named calc, and method is having static, means method is only one and only one method inside a class named calc. If you are going to make some objects of a class, after that The same method will be execute named max and not another instance of max method will be given to objects so that we can call that method named max directly using calc name of a class. Next thing is method overloading. Sometimes we want same method name but having different arguments, different return type. At that time we have to use method overloading. For example, I have given here two examples. One method returns its value in an integer data type, and in this example data type is double. Return data type is double. So if computer pass its data here as argument, then the return number will be written in integer format. But if computer pass its value to here number 1 and number 2, then the return number will be having a data type double. What it means? It means when computer wants return data type as an integer, it will use this function, and when the computer wants that return data type must be a double, at that time this method will be used. How it is possible? Let's get check it. I over here I have used integer keyword, means whatever data assigned to the large named variable will be in integer format. But if over here I am writing down double, what will happen if I am writing down here a double keyword? So at that time computer will say that this method returns value in a double data type. So this method will be executed having the same name max in max, but over here return type is integer while here return type is double. So this method will be executed. So this is the benefit of method overloading. Sometimes we want that methods must have same names, but its arguments, its parameters and its return type we want different. At that time we can use method overloading. The next thing is finalized method. What is finalized? So whenever we want to destroy our object of a particular class, at that time in a C and C++ we use destructor. Here the same thing is available but having different name, and that is named finalized. So what finalized says, just check it out. It is possible to define a method that will be called just before an object's final destruction by the garbage collector. Means whenever the garbage collector is accessing object of a particular class to destroy it, at that time finalized method will be executed. This method is called finalize, and it can be used to ensure that an object terminates cleanly. The system will destroy object. To add a finalizer to a class, you simply define finalize method. If you want to make some finalize method, then we have to use the keyword finalize. Inside finalize method, you will specify those actions that must be performed before an object is destroyed. So we have to write down all the code, all the instructions that how this object will be destroyed from RAM and from memory. If your program ends before garbage collection, finalize method will not execute. Sometimes it happens that due to some hanging problem or some else power failure or something else problem, the Java program terminates automatically, or sometimes we are going to terminate it. So at that time, the finalize method will not execute because over here garbage collection method is not going to execute. So at that time, if garbage collection is not execute, so how it will call to the finalized method? So keep in mind that whenever the garbage collector access our objects, at that time finalized method will be executed, just like destructor of a C and C++ language. So how we can write down a method name and finalize? So here is a general format. I have used it here a keyword protected. The next is a return type void, and next the name of a method is finalize. You have to write down finalize name. Always you have to use this word finalize because it works as a destructor of an object. So we are writing down here protected void finalize and then some code inside this finalize methods body. So here the keyword protected is a specifier that prevents access to finalize by code defined outside its class. Means outside of a class cannot access this method that has a name finalize. So to make encapsulation, we are using here protected keyword. Thank you guys. I have taught you methods in Java. If you have any questions, you can ask me. So have any question, you can ask me. Thank you guys. We have learned here methods in Java. My name is Bhavesh Sir and this was my demo lecture. Thank you.